Welcome to Creative Writing Energy, conversations about the writer's life, craft and alternative practices with Kim Peterson and Catherine Evans. Hi Kim, how are you going?
Hi Kath, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Have you got our creative prompt for this week?
Yeah, I do. I've got it. It is push yourself to the edge of creativity. Take the chance and below restrictions. Dare to try something different. What do you think?
What different thing are you doing this week?
Trying to not go insane. Although I don't know if that's different, to be honest. Yeah, got my children around and they're pretty good. They're really good. My 15-year-old daughter has just started a little part-time job, at the local cafe where I get my coffee. So,
oh, good.
She started the other day and she's up there now.
Does she bring coffee home?
No, not yet.
Oh. You haven't trained it well enough yet.
No, I'll get there. How about you? How's your week been?
Yes, it's been chaos this week and I don't even have kids.
I know. What's been going on?
I don't know. It's just like everything's gone fast. Oh, and daylight saving, that messes me up.
Oh, doesn't it totally?
I never know what time it is, and I always, usually my body feels what time it is or something, and daylight saving, I know it's going to be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not into daylight saving.
No, me neither.
No, just keep it as it is,
Yeah. Madness.
It's madness.
All right. Got cards?
Yeah, let's do our cards before we get into the topic, which today we're talking about pendulums for creativity. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so do you want to do your card first or would you like me to?
All right. I've shuffled and everything, so I'm ready.
Cool.
So I'm back on the trust your vibe still. And I'm hoping I don't get grounded, and I've been grounding this morning before the session, so
cool. So
let's see.
Oh, what's that say?
What do you love?
What do you love? Nice. What do you love?
Pendulums.
You do today. Maybe it's a message for everyone to think about what they love.
I'll look up the book while you pull your card.
Okay. I've shuffled and I am using the Soul's Journey as I do always lately. And first card is Trust. See, yeah, maybe we should trust love.
Maybe.
Trust. And it says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly.
Oh, nice.
That is kind of apt for the pendulum because it is. Yeah, it's a real form of connecting to that higher part of ourselves, our intuition, and strengthening that trust. I think it really promotes it. So anyway, what does your card say?
The book says it's one of the most powerful tools for raising your vibration and attracting divine support is to openly acknowledge out loud what you love on a regular basis. And it says to affirm the good things in life when you speak, not the bad things.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I like it.
Makes lots of sense.
Yeah. Think of love.
Okay. You love your pendulum.
I do. I love my pendulums. Yeah, I have two. I have
one.
Do you? Yeah, I was going to say, do you use a pendulum at all?
No. I trained it.
What do you do?
I look at it. You know what? Ever since I was a kid.
Do you have it there?
Yeah, I've got it here. Can you see it?
I can see. Oh, it looks like a stone. Is that a stone or is it wood?
It's a stone, and it's on a chain that, if I make it long, it's the chakra colors.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And Yeah. But when I was a kid, I invented this thing that's kind of like the pendulum in that you get a yes, no answer. But it's what I do instead of a pendulum, I think. And since I've done it like all my life, but mine's toss a coin.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, my grandfather used to do it. You know, if I was undecided about something, he'd say, toss a coin.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say to him, well, how do you know? You know, and he said, you'll know. And I realized when you toss a coin, if you get the answer that you don't want, I always go, oh, best of three. But that
Yes.
tells me the answer that I want, doesn't it? So that's what I do. I
You do
toss
it
a
so you
coin.
get the answer you want.
No, once you've done it and you know the answer that you want, it either falls the way you want, or you want best of three, or best of five, or best of seven. And
Either
yeah,
way, you're
you're hitting your subconscious, aren't you?
exactly you're hitting it, and when you're not getting the flip side that you want, you know you're rejecting that.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
you are
exactly
getting
what
your
the
answer.
pendulum does, doesn't it? It's giving you that yes, no answer
Um,
from your
it's
subconscious,
pretty
isn't it?
simple. Yeah, it's actually like one of the oldest channeling tools in history. And people have been using it for, I had a quick look at this. It's been used since,
Like forever, isn't it?
yeah, it dates back to as far as back as 6000 BC. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been spoken of in the Bible, dowsing and pendulum use, and it's been used by the Greeks, Romans, Celtic Druids, as well as the ancient Chinese. And my favorite, Cleopatra. She was said to constantly carry dowsers with her in search of gold.
Mm.
Yeah, so I mean, it's historically widely known for locating minerals, water, oil, iron, mining for silver, gold, that kind of thing. So it's been around for so long. I find that really interesting. How about you?
Oh, it's fascinating that it's still used today.
It is, and it's quite simple too. And when I was kind of diving more into the history, and we just had a little conversation before we started recording this about the Spanish Inquisition, Kath, and dowsing was, and pendulum use was considered evidence of witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thousands were killed.
Like 9 million people were killed, and they were burned at the stake or hung. Most of them were tortured before death, and they were nearly all women and girls. And there were psychics, healers, midwives, dowsers, goddess worshippers, herbalists. And you were talking about how you felt a bit of an affinity with that era.
Yeah, when I was at school, I couldn't stop reading about that era. It was horrifying and horrific, and it kind of things like that where women were wiped out in history happen like semi-regularly, don't they? And yet all these mystical tools continue. You know, like they tried to wipe it out, tried to get rid of herbalism, you know, dowsing, pendulum use, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
still here
understand.
today.
So yeah, they're just like, let's kill him.
Yeah, intuition. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Get rid of it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. and that was it's a really good point that you made, because the pendulum in particular is used and recognized today in armies. You know, they use it to locate landmines, underground tunnels, and ammunition dumps. And there's a list. I've written down pulled a list here from some of the organisations that are actually supportive of pendulum dowsing, and they include the British Army, the US Marines, the Academy of Sciences of Paris, the United Nations, NASA, Soviet Union. So it's really interesting stuff.
Yeah. I used to work with farmers, and there's quite a lot of farmers who, you know, think all this stuff's hogwash, but they do douse for water.
Yeah.
You know, they'll go out with their, you know, metal rods and find water to sink bores. And, you know, like they're putting in thousands of dollars on a hunch with a piece of wire.
Yeah.
But
so
often it
there's some
works.
kind of credibility to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about your pendulum. Show us yours.
Okay, well I've got two. I used to. I mean, you can use anything as a pendulum. You can take like a, you know, little leather rope and put a coin on it or a gem and use it. I mean, I just for fun, I'll pick up anything if I don't have my pendulum on hand sometimes if I need it. But my first pendulum is this one. And if you're on YouTube, you can see my little, and it's swinging. Hello. Isn't that weird?
Is it wood? It looks like a pencil.
It is wood. No, it's wood. And this was carved and crafted from a rowan tree. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Handcrafted. I spent some time when I lived up at Warners Bay, which is north of Sydney. I spent some time with some sort of white witches. They had a little shop, and I used to go in there. And this was when my younger children were younger. I think I was pregnant with my youngest at the time. And I'd go in there and just browse, and I got to know them a little bit. And they were running a pendulum workshop, which, you know, I didn't know a whole lot about pendulums, but the idea interested me. So I went along to this workshop, and, you know, they sat down and we went through the history of the pendulum and how it works and all that kind of thing. And then what they had done is they made these, and they made them out of different woods. None of them were the same, and no wood was the same. And they wrapped them up and they had them in the cauldron. And then the people in the workshop, which, you know, there's probably maybe 8 of us, we each had a turn, and these pagan ladies said like a ritual, kind of. They did a ritual, and they had, I can't remember exactly what they said, but it, you know, it was really cool. And then they donged on their gonger. And then we each chose blindly, and this is what I chose. And yeah, well, you know, it was meant for me. So so they each had their own properties, magical properties, and the rowan helps to clear the mind, open inspiration, and assist in attuning us to nature, broadening perspectives, and making room for deeper understanding of our place here in the universe. So they had told me that it was quite a strong energy associated with this wood that I got. So
is it on a metal chain?
It is on a metal chain, and they've put these little, I don't know, trinkets at the end. Can you see? I don't know.
Oh, like a spiral.
It's a mushroom and a spiral, and it's funny because, you know, you know when you doodle? Do you ever doodle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always doodle spirals.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I doodle spirals. I've been doodling spirals for a long time. Spirals and hearts. I doodle hearts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the mushroom?
I'd never doodle mushroom. Do you ever doodle?
No, I'm triangles.
You doodle triangles.
Yeah, and like you know, hexagons and stuff like that. I'm straight line.
Okay. Interesting.
Weird, isn't
I'm a
it?
swell. Sometimes I'll do like snails, you know, because I'll do the spiral and then I'll make the spiral,
The little
the snail
body.
head, and yeah. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. So
What's your other pendulum?
my other pendulum, this one is rose quartz, and this is my more recent one. This is the one I have been using this maybe for a year. Yeah, this one spoke to me because rose quartz is my crystal. I've just always had this affinity with it. Always been drawn to it. So I saw this. I actually took my mum out to a shop because she was interested in getting a pendulum because she knew I used mine. And yeah, I saw this. Was like, I'm getting this. She liked it. I'm like, sorry, Mum. This one's mine. She got an amethyst one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does she use hers?
She does use hers. I'm not sure that she practices it. I'm not really sure. She likes to use it to connect with her husband that's passed, my stepfather, John. And I'm not sure that.
Ask him questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, it makes her feel close to him. So whatever floats your boat.
Good. When you use both your pendulums, do they both react the same way? Like,
yeah. You mean how they
swing?
Yes. Yeah.
Is your yes the same for both, or do they react differently?
No, I still have my answers are the same. So my mother's answers are different to mine, and yours might be. So when you get your pendulum, the first thing you need to do is introduce yourself to it, and you need to connect your energy to it, and it's when you're first starting out, it's quite an unusual thing. I think, because it's like here, when I started out with this one, it's like, okay, I've got this piece of wood, and yeah, so you ask it, show me yes, show me no, show me uncertain, basically, because pendulums doesn't know everything, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although I rarely ever get uncertain in my answers. I always get pretty definitive answers.
And you always have to ask a yes or no question.
I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, you can't say, what do you think of this? I mean, it's not going to talk back to you. So.
No. It's like tossing a coin. You get a yes or a no, and that's it.
Similar. Except, it's so strange sort of when you're holding your pendulum and working it out for the first time to actually watch how it's watch it swing, because it's not you, and you're thinking, okay, what's going on here? It's like I'm not moving my hand.
And it's swinging wildly back and forth like.
I don't know.
Is that your yes?
That's my yes. Okay.
And what's your no?
Show me no. That's my no. Show me uncertain. That's my uncertain. It's a big circle.
So it changes direction for no, but it still swings, and it circles for I don't know.
Doesn't know when it's a circle. Show me no. I'm going to lift my hand up. Yeah, there's no.
Oh. So no swings across you, and yes swings towards you.
Show me yes. And then I can tell my pendulum, be still. And
wow. Still. And it stops.
It stops. Dead stop. Say yes.
No, that's weird.
No, it's saying yes. And it plays with me. If I ask it a question, I play with it and it plays with me, and it will hit my arm.
What do you mean it plays with you? Like the hitting your arm?
See, it's hitting my arm.
Oh.
Yeah. See, it's
What makes it do that? Like, is that when you've asked it something silly? No, like, do you ask it something silly and it hits your arm, or is it when you've asked too many things, or?
If I ask it questions that they know I already know the answers to.
Okay.
It'll like get a grip, Kim, kind of that. You know, if I look away, if I yawn or go, when I'm using it, it will go boom into my arm.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes,
so pay attention.
It's a funny thing. It's like and you got to really like keep that respect, because it's connecting to higher realms, and you know, where the high beings are. It's like my guides speak to me through this way. And the pendulum, I have for me, it's resonated for me in strengthening that communication. And you know, I don't use it as deviation. I can't pronounce the word. I did at one time try that.
Yeah.
No, you know, like some people have those similar to a Ouija board, I guess, but I think they make them for pendulums, and it's sort of like the letters. Yeah, the letters, and I have tried this. I did do this years ago, but it's not. I can't. It's not for me. I can't. It kind of opens up different. It opens up too much that I can't control, and I think the last message, and it makes me feel a bit it doesn't sit well with me. It makes me feel unsettled, opening up, you know, those portholes in that way, because I think the way I use it is more it's more my intuition, my higher guides, and it's me, it's my personal things, even though I am, by using it, opening those pathways, and you do need to practice protection, because you're also allowing other energies when you're opening those pathways.
So you don't channel?
No, and I don't channel. I don't ask for other energies or spirits, or it's just the ones that are mine. And so when I did try it out as with the board, the last message that came to me, and it spelled out no deviation. I can't say that word. Yeah, and it told me to stop, and I just chucked the ball. I already knew, you know, and I've never used it that way since. I mean,
but you use the pendulum for your writing?
I do, yeah, I do. You know, if I get stuck with things, I you know, if I'm in the story, and because I'll write out my outline, and I don't always stick to my outline. I'm always like fooling around, like, you know, updating it, because I've decided on a different way to go. But yeah, if I get stuck with something, I'll use it. And I'll go, all right, will this character really do this? Or, you know, am I still on the right path? Is this how I'm going? It just sort of helps me kind of, you know, like your coin.
Yeah.
Like coin, yeah. I'll even sort of ask, all right, should I work on this today, or should I work on that today? And if I don't like it, so I don't like follow it, you know, all the time, because I'm rebellious like that. I just
but mostly
I always say, yeah, right, you know.
Mostly it tells you the right thing, though.
Yeah. Otherwise I wouldn't use it. I have a very strong connection to its to this tool, and if I didn't trust it, or trust myself using it, I wouldn't use it. And it's taken a long time to get to that point where I have, because when I first started using it, I didn't feel that. It's kind of like a sense of affection, a love.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it connects me, and I can feel my connection to higher beings through it. I can feel that, and you know, I give thanks for that, and
It's special.
it is special.
Hmm.
Did you ever use a Ouija board when you were at all?
Oh, once I was terrified and I didn't stay.
Once, like when you were a younger
Teenager.
yeah.
Rebellious teenager, you know, at a slumber party, someone else's house. Yeah, got freaky, too much bad vibes, and I was gone out of there.
Well, that's a similar how I felt with the using the board with the pendulum, because I used to have seances like
Oh, did
I
you?
think I've always been drawn to these weird things. Like
But did you get bad vibes from that as well?
yeah,
Or,
I mean, you know,
oh,
this is
but
when I
you
was a
kept doing it.
teenager. It's, you know, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was doing or what I was getting into, and you know, you kind of sort of move into that. Oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that, because you see it on the movies, or it's mysterious, and oh, it's not really going to work. Well,
Yeah.
ours worked, and
Yeah.
and it was kind of this whole stuck in this disbelief, but actually knowing that it is working. No one was doing what was happening, you know. And yeah, after a while, it kind of it's like you're inviting these energies and they stick with you. And I could feel it, and not that I really articulated that thought so much in my mind back then as a teenager, but it sort of bothered me enough after, you know, probably 10 or 15 seances. After a
So
while, I'm like, right, screw that. Hey?
So did you have to get rid of them? The bad energies that stuck with you? Or
They weren't necessarily bad. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't do anything in particular because, you know, I wasn't into practicing anything. I didn't know a whole lot about that kind of world, you know. All I knew was that it wasn't sitting well with me, so I stopped. Yeah.
But you did it for the 10 or 15 years. Yeah?
Yeah, a group of us.
Oh,
Not just me.
yeah, no.
A group of us, yeah. Group of us. It was pretty entertaining for a little while.
Did you connect with people that you knew, or just it was an open thing?
No, yeah, it was just sort of a random a random spirit who called himself Ben.
Oh, and he always came. You didn't have different people.
Ben always came, and my brother's name is Ben. So I don't know if that was, you know, just.
Was he there, your brother?
No.
Oh.
My brother was a few years younger than me, so you know, he would have been scared shitless of that at the time.
So what did Ben tell you? Or
oh gosh, I can't remember. Like he had fun with us, and then we'd test him out. So you know, someone would go into another room and like perform some kind of action, while the others would ask, okay, what's Kim doing? And he would describe exactly what I was doing. You know, it was stuff like that. But as far, I mean, look, we were teenagers, so it's not like we asked him for, you know, to predict the world, world events or anything. We weren't really interested in that.
oh, that's wild.
It's interesting, yeah. But I think all of us that were involved in those seances, we all ended up sort of exhausting that pretty fast, and none of us wanted to go back and do that even years later, you know. So I mean, yeah.
So if you get together now, no Ouija board.
No. No, I wouldn't do it. No. I know.
Is everybody, are all your friends from then into alternative things?
No.
Oh, only you?
No. Yeah, I'm just the weirder one. No. I mean, look, you know, I grew up pretty normal. My parents parents were never into this kind of thinking or this kind of way, you know. So, and neither were any of my friends. Like, you know, we didn't grow up in a hippie environment or anything like that. So, no. I'm just the strange one among my friends. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, look, the pendulum is it's just one way to tap into that higher creative mind, you know, and it either speaks to you or it doesn't, and but it can be fun. So I think
if I've got mine and it over time I might develop some more of a affection
relationship
for it. More of a relationship.
a love
All right.
Yeah, how about you hold it up and ask your pendulum to show you yes? Have you done that?
Yeah, I did. I had a piece of paper and I wrote it all down when I first got it. And my yes was circling or moving and my nose flat still.
Ask it.
Show me yes. There's a slight move.
Start and move.
A slight circling movement, maybe.
So it's moving. It takes a while. Like, you know, when we were doing those, when I did this workshop, when I first used my pendulum, you know, a lot of the ladies in there, they, like, right away, my pendulum was just like, whoosh, kind of connected with me right away. But,
yeah, well, yours was swinging wildly.
And this happened from the onset, you know.
Okay.
But when we were around our tables and we were you know, kind of practicing, you know, this whole woo-woo thing, a lot of the other people there, they weren't getting the same kind of response that I was. So I think it's something you may even need to maybe find something else that speaks to you as a material. Do you know what I mean? Or just work on developing the love and the relationship with you and your pendulum.
Okay. So maybe my card is not what do you love, but maybe I need to work on my love.
Yeah. And my card is to trust. Trust that love.
And you've got that already there, don't you, with your pendulum?
I do. Maybe, you know,
God,
I could
this
turn
is
my
going to
pendulum
be
into
a
something that I actually really want. Okay, so I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And it's like, you know, cultivating and developing that inner connection with the tool of your choice, and just helps you get there. You know?
No.
Yeah. All right, so we should mention our Patreon page, Kath. What do you think? I've been talking a lot, so you should do this.
Oh, I should, shouldn't I? So we have a Patreon page.
We do.
It's called Creative Writing Energy, and for as little as $1 a month, you can support us and gain access to bonus content. So if you go to patreon.com, Creative Writing Energy, you could join in with our craziness. And you can also find us at whisperinginkpress.com/creative writing energy. And you can join up where you can get a weekly email to tell you about whatever topic we're talking about this week. How'd that go?
That was awesome. Awesome. Go you.
I'm so bad at this.
You're on the pulse today.
I know. Look at
Look at me. I mean,
that's because I've got no kids.
oh, God, I got the rest of this week. And then we get back to a bit of normality.
Yay. And there's been no interruptions, screaming, nothing.
No, and I've only got 2 little ones there, and you know, that's because I went out there and before I filmed, and I told them if they came in, they were. No, I didn't. I just gave them food and drink, and I'm like, right. If you hear me talking, don't come in. They know. They know. You know, my 8-year-old daughter, you know, she's like, "You're a YouTuber." I'm like, "Yeah." Only no one watches. So.
On the pulse here.
That's so funny. Alrighty.
Right, I hope you survive your week.
Say what?
I hope you survive your week.
I will. Might take him down to the beach later if the weather holds. So get there and get some beach vibes on.
Yeah, beach vibes are good.
Salt air, yeah. Yeah, all right. Until then, happy riding, my friend. And keep up that love.
And I'll practice
the love flowing and the trust. Oh,
cool.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.